I've been musing over the perils of overthinking, and actually sometimes the perils of thinking at all. For the times whenever we get stuck in our head and become disconnected from our bodies. And it came to mind because I've had 3 days in work this week after having taken some time off for myself, and I could really just feel how my energy levels and vibration took a dip over the 3 days. Tiredness from having to analyse and write and think and work, and just the level of analysis and comparison and reviews that needed done. And it really gets you into your head, and you're having to think logically, and it's great that I have the capability to do that. But I could also see that by the end of the 3 days I was feeling a little bit disconnected from my body. And then I was talking to my son on the phone, and he was talking about how he finds that whenever he's feeling a bit overwhelmed, that he starts overthinking. And whenever someone else starts talking about their feelings, he gets caught in overthinking. And whenever that happens, then that's obviously cutting him off from his body, cutting him off from what his heart really feels, because maybe he doesn't want to feel the feelings that he's having. And so it starts his head taking over and overthinking and worrying about the right things to say. And it becomes exhausting. And I was just getting a little bit of a glimpse of that today, obviously, with work, and realising that whenever we are stuck in thinking, that it's tiring. I've spent the past couple of weeks really being in touch with my feelings and really being in the flow of just being guided one thing to the next, one step at a time, not focusing on a particular outcome, but knowing what I want to happen, and then just moving forward as notion takes me, and being guided to different things and following intuitive feelings. And it wasn't tiring at all. Being in that flow isn't tiring at all. And things still come up, like massive things can come up. Things can change quickly. You can be confronted with problems. You can be confronted with, different emotions coming up. And it doesn't really take you out of your flow too much. But if something catches you that makes you uncertain, or that causes you to question what you're doing, or, triggers you in some way, or sets you into overthinking just from the situation that you have to adapt to, that thinking becomes really tiring and shuts you off just a little bit from your feeling and your intuition. And, logic is great in certain circumstances, but in terms of navigating life doesn't follow logic a lot of the time. Life isn't logical at all. The connections and the myriad of moments, interconnected moments, need to happen for every single event in our lives to take place. All these interconnected, interrelated things that happen, and synchronicities that we find, and ideas that pop into different people's heads at the same time, and you get the same message from two different people, and it helps to direct your path because two people are saying it, so it must be true. And all those little synchronicities that bring a smile to your face are so much more joyous to follow than logic. Whenever we're following our intuition and guidance, there's a real sense of humour to it that makes life lighter. And yeah, I think logic weighs us down sometimes. I know for me today, being in that logical headspace and coming up with numbers for things and coming up with rationales for things really influenced the dip in my vibration, and it was lovely to get back to centre tonight, and I did a lovely meditation and turned love inwards and really felt my body filling up again with love and high frequency energy and connection to myself that had allowed to be drained by the logic of the day. So yeah, I just thought that was a nice little thought to share. You know, as I go into the weekend now, I'm really grateful that I can get back into intuitive thinking and inspired guidance and being able to get out of logical thinking and back into feeling my way through the weekend, enjoying all the interconnectedness of life and relying on a little bit of chaos instead of the order and logic of working days. So yeah, here's to a little bit of chaos and synchronicities.